Hey guys, it's Megan, and today I'm back with yet another sketchbook ideas video. This time, I'll be showing you 5 ways to make your sketchbook more like aesthetic. I mean, is that still a thing? I don't know. Basically, these are just things that you can do to make your sketchbook a little bit more interesting. You guys know how I feel about long intros, so let's just get into it. The first idea that I came up with is to make a waterfall card. This is a popular scrapbooking technique. You pull this tab at the bottom to flip through all the photos, except in this case it flips through drawings instead. Cut 4 pieces of paper that are 3 by 3 inches, 1 piece of paper that's 3 by 9 inches, and a piece that's 1 centimeter by about 7 inches. Try to use a thicker paper like cardstock, mixed media paper, or even watercolor paper. You can use printer paper, but the effect won't be as smooth. Sketch out your designs on the 3 by 3 inch pieces. You can give your drawings a theme if you want, or you could do random ones. I wanted to practice drawing hands, so I took a few pictures of myself holding various craft supplies to use as a reference. This is something that I do a lot actually. As usual, I lined my drawings with my Ohuhu fine liners and colored them in with my Ohuhu brush markers. I don't really have that much to say about these honestly, but while we're on the subject of craft supplies, leave me a comment and let me know if there are any craft supplies that you think are underrated. I want to do a video testing some lesser known craft supplies that people might not think of. And side note, hopefully my voice isn't too bad. I got Invisalign last Monday and talking is still a little bit difficult. That's why there wasn't a video last week. So yeah, you might not be seeing me on camera for a while. I don't know yet. I mean, they are invisible, but there's a lot that the commercials don't tell you. Like, they put these little tooth-colored buttons on your teeth, and they rip up the inside of your mouth. And frankly, it's disgusting. So, anyways, moving on. Once all the drawings are finished, we can put everything together. Take the 3 by 9 inch piece of paper and make a mark at 6 centimeters and at 10 centimeters. Make marks at each centimeter in between. Go to the other side of the paper and do the same thing, making a mark at 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 centimeters. Use a ruler to draw a line connecting each mark. Fold each mark forward and backwards a few times so you have a nice crease along each line. Put glue on this area right here. Leave the bigger sections alone. Then put the drawings on. This shorter section will be at the bottom of the waterfall card, so make sure that all the drawings are facing the right way. Here's what you should have so far. Lift up all the drawings and put glue on the blank piece of paper and stick on the 1 centimeter strip. Glue the last drawing on top of the paper strip so that it's kind of sandwiched in there. Fold the long part of the card down and wrap the end of the paper strip around it. When you wrap the paper strip, try to do it kind of loosely. If it's too tight, it'll be hard to pull the tab. Wrap a piece of tape around the paper strip like this, and that's pretty much it. What you do with the rest of the page is up to you. I taped off the edges with washi tape and painted a pink rectangle in the middle. I really like how this looks with the white border. To actually put the waterfall card in my sketchbook, I put a piece of double-sided tape on the back of the paper strip. You can use any type of adhesive that you want to, just make sure that you don't get it anywhere other than this paper strip. I stuck the card to the middle of the page, and that was it. This is one of my favorite things that I've done in my sketchbook. You pull the tab to flip through the images, and when you're done, you just push it all back up. And going along with that whole interactive theme, the next idea is to make a lift the flap page. Step 1 is to draw the part that gets lifted up. I did a doorway. Super basic, but you can do anything that you want. I think it would be cool if you draw your purse or your wallet on one page, and then lift it up to show whatever you keep inside. I also thought about doing a vintage Polly Pocket or a house with windows and doors that can open. I wanted this to look like one of those fairy gardens that people make. I love those. I think they're adorable, and I used to do that kind of stuff all the time when I was a kid. I drew this wooden door, and I tried to make it look like it was leaning up against a tree with moss on it. I did the moss by adding in just random scribbles with a few different shades of green. Then I colored the hardware on the door with a gold gel pen. Once you finish the top part of your lift the flap page, go ahead and rip it out. Put that on a cutting mat, and use an X-Acto knife to cut the door open. I cut from about here to here, leaving this side alone to create sort of a hinge. I also cut out the heart to make a window in the door. Once that's all cut out, put the door on top of another page. Trace along the inside so that you know where to draw. Sketch out your design and get coloring. Since I was going with the fairy garden theme, I drew a fairy sitting on top of a mushroom. This kind of reminds me of my grandma's backyard. She had these two big trees that kind of met in the middle, and in between the trees she made this little table and chairs from logs and different round pans, and she painted them to look like mushrooms. It was cute. I used to spend so much time back there. I put some more mushrooms in the background, then just drew grass in the rest of the open space. Now that I think about it, I feel like having the fairy flying would have looked better, because this is kind of a lot of green, but oh well. Once that was finished, I took the first page and put glue everywhere except for on the door. I stuck it down to the second page, and that was it. I like this one, it's something a little different. Next time, I'd probably do something for the back of the door though. Maybe glue on some scrapbook paper or something to cover the marker that bled through. This next idea is super random, but it is to replace people's heads with random objects. You can literally choose anything. The most common one that I've seen is replacing a head with an old TV. You could also do something like a painting, a paint palette, flowers. I think it would be funny if you did fruits like in that old Gushers commercial. Which, side note, this commercial really did not make me want to eat Gushers as a kid. I just didn't want my head to turn into a banana or something. I have enough problems. Any kind of technology works really well for this, especially if it's kind of older. I chose a VHS tape. I tried to make the outfit sort of go with the tape that I used as the head. I know a lot of people have trouble drawing faces, and so if you don't really know how to draw faces, this is an interesting alternative. This was inspired by a shirt that I got from Etsy a while ago. I don't really know why I bought this, what attracted me to it, but it was my favorite shirt back in 2015. Which I'm pretty sure the 90s were not back at this point. I don't know who I thought I was, but I still kind of love it. Leave me a comment. Are you old enough to remember these? They stopped making them around 2006, but I collected a bunch of them from yard sales and thrift stores over the years. One of my favorite things that I've made are these frames with hidden storage made from old VHS cases. I also saw someone on Instagram, they took a tape and they gutted it out and they put fairy lights in there to make lamps, and I thought that was really cute too. So here's how the finished page turned out. I taped off the edges on this one too, mostly because that's where the reference photo cut off, and I didn't really feel like drawing the rest of the legs, but this way I can make it seem intentional. Another thing that you can do is paste in tags from things that you buy, and try to draw those things next to it. For example, I just bought these croc slides, so that's what I drew. Which I just made a video showing how to make gibbets, which are those little charms that go on Crocs. 10 out of 10, definitely recommend making these this summer. I'm pretty sure that I've actually never drawn feet before. Let's be real, feet are kind of gross, and it's a lot easier to draw people wearing shoes, or just cut them off at the knee or something. I really like sketchbook prompts that are kind of journal-y like this. Whenever you flip back through, you can see what you bought around that time. Plus, I think that it's always interesting to see how things like tags or packaging change over time. It's also a sneaky way to fill up some of the negative space on the page. Let me know in the comments, what are your favorite types of shoes to wear in summer? My favorite are definitely slides. I got Birkenstocks last year, and I wear them all the time. And before that, I wore Nike slides. I like slides better than flip-flops for some reason. They're usually a little more expensive, but the straps don't break off as easily. So here's how the finished page turned out. It's nothing too fancy, but it was fun trying to draw something that I haven't done before. The last idea that I have for you guys is to fill a page using only simple shapes. This includes things like triangles, circles, squares, hearts, dashes, simple lines, stuff like that. You can arrange the shapes to create a picture, like this rainbow that I'm working on. Or you can just let loose and paint shapes randomly all over the page. Try not to plan it too much. Don't sketch anything out, just get your paint and go for it. I painted the background a solid color, picked a few more colors for the shapes, and got to work. Sometimes I get stuck thinking that everything that I make has to be a perfect 100% fleshed out idea. I always have to have a plan, and I feel like I can't start things until I have every single step written out. That can make it kind of hard to get things done because I spend so much time deciding what to do instead of actually doing it. And don't get me wrong, planning stuff out is good, but sometimes it's nice to just make something just for the sake of it. I like to try painting with things other than paintbrushes too. I used a Q-tip to make the dots along the outer edge of the rainbow. You can try testing out a bunch of things to use as stamps. I actually did that on one of my Create This Book pages. I flipped through my Create This Book recently, and I kind of want to finish it, but I feel like no one would watch it at this point since Mariah Elizabeth hasn't really made that many Create This Book videos lately either. I don't know. Let me know what you think. So that was everything for this video. Let me know which page was your favorite. I think mine was the Waterfall Card page. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos just like this one. My merch, my website, and all of my other social media will be linked down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys later. Bye!